Welcome to Season 5 of My Wife the Dietitian, a fun, evidence-based weekly podcast about nutrition and healthy living. On today's show, we are talking about how to get enough iron if you are following a plant-based diet. So if you are vegetarian, vegan, a rabbit, then this show is for you. Stay with us. Enjoying the show? You can help others find it and enjoy it too by giving us a 5-star rating or review. If you feel like reaching out to us with a question or comment, you can send us an email at mywifetherd@gmail.com. And don't forget to visit our website at mywifethedietitian.com, as well as our social media pages. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Enjoy the show. Welcome to My Wife the Dietitian. Hello, Sandra.
Hi, Rob.
How's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing all right.
Good. We have a listener who's vegetarian, and they are trying to increase their ferritin levels, which is an indicator of...
It's iron, isn't it? Isn't that ferritin?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So, and it's hard as a vegetarian, as we've talked about in, I think, episode 2, our preteen vegetarian daughter. That was one we did a long time ago.
That episode, yeah.
Yeah. And we've done other episodes on iron and nutrition tips for iron deficiency, but we've never focused on the vegetarian diet and to try to increase the ferritin levels.
And why is that an issue with vegetarians?
Because, well, what do you think?
Oh, okay. I was turning the tables. You always ask me questions, but...
I want to see what you've learned.
Yeah, no, a lot of iron comes from meat and animal products. So if they're not eating those things, then they're risking not getting enough iron.
And it's, remember the term heme and non-heme?
Mm-hmm.
That's the bioavailability of the iron once we eat it. And the animal sources are heme.
And bioavailability means your body's ability to absorb it?
You got it.
Okay.
Yeah. So that is more difficult for someone just having plant-based foods because it's all non-heme. There's no heme iron.
Okay. And are we going to talk about supplements as an option and how that is good or bad? Or
that's going to be part of the discussion. We're not
Okay.
going to dive into the supplements, but it would be something that your doctor prescribes.
Right. I just thought that might be an obvious, oh, well, I'll just take a supplement, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm guessing there's maybe some issues around that too, but we'll get into that.
Yeah, actually, it's interesting. I see this a lot with when I work with prenatal and pregnancy groups and moms with kids, or actually fertility, people that are trying to get pregnant. And if they are following a vegetarian diet, a lot of times they could be low in iron.
Mm-hmm.
And even with supplements and doing all the right things, they still need iron infusions and trying to get the levels up.
Mm.
So, all right. So I'm vegetarian and I'm trying to increase my ferritin levels. So good question. We have talked about pairing foods with something.
Sorry, what do you mean?
Okay, so when you eat iron-rich foods, if you pair them with something...
vitamin C, isn't it?
You got it. That's right. And what does that do? It actually...
helps you absorb.
You got it. Yeah, that's right. That's right. So iron-rich foods paired with vitamin C-rich foods actually enhance the absorption.
Right, okay.
So that's a really good strategy. So for instance, for those people who like when they're eating Italian food and they like the Alfredo sauces or maybe the, clam chowder or the creamy sauces.
Right.
That's not as helpful, right?
Because there's no, like compared to the tomato sauces,
Exactly.
You mean? I see.
The marinara and the tomato, because those are rich in vitamin C from the tomato, and that vitamin C helps your gut absorb the iron out of the food that it's paired with.
Exactly.
Like the noodles, so the pasta.
Right.
Or any grain products. So, okay, so as a vegetarian, what are some non-heme iron sources of food that people can include?
Well, you just said some. I mean, there's there is some iron in, like, is it grains or is it fortified with iron? Or is it naturally in the grain products?
Yeah, it's in grain products.
Like bread and pasta and that sort of stuff.
Exactly. So, yeah, that's one way is like quinoa or like whole grains would be good. Brown rice, pasta, like whole wheat pasta. We've talked about that. I think we did an episode on different pastas.
Mm-hmm. And is it part of the actual grain itself? It's not fortified, right? It's actually in the grain naturally?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's with minerals, they're as the plant grows, it takes from the soil.
Right.
So there is some iron in that. So think of what we always promote.
Beans.
Yes.
Beans.
That's right. So that's a good source, and it's actually, just important for all like omnivores and lots of different diets to try to include more lentils and chickpeas and beans and legumes.
All the vores.
Yeah, right. All the vores.
All the vores need beans.
That's right. Yeah. So you can buy like roasted lentils or roasted chickpeas. Those are good snacks.
Oh, they're delicious. You can roast your own too.
How do you do that?
Air fryer. You can do it in a toaster oven. You can do it in your oven too. A little bit more, probably a bit more time to wait for your oven, especially if it's my mom's oven, which takes like forever to heat up. It's crazy. But yeah, I mean, you're basically just heating them and drying them. So some kind of toaster or air fryer.
Yeah, no, that's right. And then you can also add the legumes into your salads or into your soups or into your pasta.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so these are all different ways to increase the iron out of your meal, right? Or your snack. So the non-heme iron sources would be the legumes we talked about. The whole grains would be good. What are those little things you put in your cereal every morning?
Oh, the pumpkin seeds? Nuts and
you got
nuts?
It. Nuts and seeds.
Okay.
Another really good way to get some non-heme iron sources.
Okay.
Okay. So adding those nuts and seeds. So I know there's people out there who, there's too many calories, they're too rich and too dense, but they're so loaded with nutrition. And part of that nutrition is the non-heme iron sources. So also fiber, right?
Right.
And healthy fat.
It's got it all.
It's like Mother Nature's little nuggets of goodness.
Absolutely.
So you said pumpkin. What other ones?
Sunflower seeds?
Yeah.
What about like all the like flax seeds and chia seeds and all those?
Absolutely. Those are included.
Nice.
Yeah, that's right. Almonds. Walnuts.
Brazil nuts.
Pecans. Pistachios.
Peanuts, maybe.
Yeah. And sesame seeds.
Cashews.
Yeah. So there's like so many to list, actually. Well, the same with the beans. I mean, there's so many different black-eyed peas and chickpeas and
there's lots. Yeah.
Pinto beans, all of those. And the thing with being a vegetarian or eating the vegetarian way, it's really important to not be low carb.
Okay, because a lot of the iron is coming from those carbs.
Exactly. A lot of the iron, a lot of the protein, the healthy fats. So if you're eating minimally processed whole foods, you're going to be getting carbohydrate-rich foods.
Right, I see.
So it's really tricky to maintain your nutritional status and be healthy if you're low-carb vegetarian.
Right.
That's really restrictive.
There's a lot of people who, and I think it's because they sort of hear about these trends online and they're like, oh, I'm not going to do dairy. I'm not going to eat any wheat or gluten products. I'm going to be vegetarian, like the whole thing and low carb. And there's like, okay, well, there's nothing left. Where are you going to get your nutrition from?
And what do we talk about? Variety is the spice of life. Variety, because we have to have a relationship with food for the rest of our lives. We see people, I see clients in their 60s who have been on that diet roller coaster, the yo-yo diets, their whole life. And it really affects how they think of food and what to eat and what they can't eat, what they can eat, how to, make meals and snacks and count calories and thinking like the Weight Watchers way and how many points are in this. And, then nuts and seeds are thrown off the table and, they're not going to have carbs and then this like puts their sleep in the toilet. And
Mm-hmm.
it's like, there's just so many ramifications with all of the restrictions.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So it's actually better to increase your variety and increase your options for
Mm-hmm.
whole minimally processed foods,
Right.
right? And one we didn't mention, it's really important, something that you add to your lunch every day in the bowl and it grows in our garden.
Oh, yeah, like greens.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
huge source of iron.
Yes.
Like spinach,
You
and
got
is it
it.
in all of the leafy greens?
Yes.
More so in some than others, but in all of them anyway.
Well, people think, oh, there's oxalates in spinach, so you're not getting the iron, but you do get the iron, especially if it's paired with a source of vitamin C.
Mm-hmm.
So there's natural vitamin C in the leafy greens, but also if you say had a spinach salad and put strawberries in it or mandarin orange, or you're having spinach in your lasagna, that's a really iron-rich meal for people. You could do a vegetarian lasagna, and because you've got the pasta noodles that are, they have the non-heme iron, you've got the tomato sauce with the vitamin C,
Mm-hmm.
and you've got maybe the cooked spinach in there, and maybe you have like the veggie ground round type of meat alternative.
Right.
All those components actually together help your gut to absorb the iron and is an iron-rich meal for a vegetarian.
Perfect.
Yeah. And you could actually add some, what are those soft beans
Soft beans.
that you put in the gigantes or,
Oh, just like white kidney beans?
yeah, white kidney beans. You can add that to your lasagna. You can
Mhm.
have the noodles and the kidney beans. There's no like limit on adding nutrition to your meal.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like I try to think about it like adding instead of like, oh, I got to restrict, I got to take away, oh, I got
Mhm.
looking at the calories and it's too many. But you
Right.
know what? Your body runs much better when you have all of those components of the vitamins and minerals and the macronutrients that your body needs. And if you're going to the trouble to make a lasagna, for instance, you might as well make it like really nutritionally rich,
Mhm.
right? And so include those things.
That's a really good point too, in general, how you said that you'd rather add things than take them away.
Yes.
So I think there's so much focus when it comes to dieting and food choices where people are kind of focusing on what not to eat.
Oh,
I can't eat this and I
absolutely.
can't eat that and I
Oh,
shouldn't eat this stuff, but they're not adding the healthy foods that they're probably not eating, because I'm guessing most people don't eat everything in the store. There's certain foods that they kind of, typically are, that they gravitate towards.
mm-hmm.
And there's probably lots of foods that they could start eating, adding
Yes.
to their diet that would be good for them that they're not already eating.
Oh, absolutely.
Mostly fruits and vegetables and probably beans
The
for
whole
most people.
grains,
Yeah, whole grains
nuts
instead
and
of, yeah.
seeds. Absolutely. And, over 30 years of doing this work, it's constantly, I've seen this over the years of like remove, take out, restrict, limit. And so that even that language is very like scarcity almost, like
Mm-hmm.
take
Mm-hmm.
away, reduce. But you know what? We need to have energy to do our daily activities. If we want to work out, if we want to play a sport, if we want to have energy for a walk with our dog, if we want to, be active and sleep well, you need the nutrition to fuel your day.
Mm-hmm.
And if you are eating junky food, and that's what happens, what I see, I know it's getting into a different tangent here, but people who are, restricting, maybe they're intermittent fasting and not eating breakfast and not eating till noon, and then they end up, cravings later on in the day because their body hasn't gotten what they need.
Right.
It hasn't gotten all the nutrients it needs. So definitely it's important to shift your thinking around your meals and snacks and your eating, and think of it as something that you're it's like air for breathing. It's giving to your body. It's like helping your body run better, helping the metabolism, helping to prevent chronic diseases. This is what nutrition can do for you.
For sure.
Okay, so some of the other vitamin C rich foods, let's talk about those that can be paired with those non-heme iron foods.
All right.
So we kind of mentioned already, like having the spinach salad with mandarin orange. What's that?
Well, that's the vitamin C.
Yeah, citrus fruit.
Oh, I see. Is that what you mean? Citrus fruit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we did a whole episode on adding citrus to your water. That's a good one. That's we'll link that in the show notes, because that would be actually a way to, if you're having citrus infused water with your meal that has some non-heme iron sources, you're going to get the vitamin C into that meal and help with the iron uptake.
True.
Another one that you can get these in all the rainbow of colors, and we eat them quite often. We always have a pack in our fridge.
Peppers.
Yes.
Love peppers.
Love peppers. Love them. It used to be just green peppers.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that was kind of common in the store. I mean, the red and yellow and all the other peppers existed. It's just they weren't sort of popular, I guess, or available.
I don't think they were as available like 20 years ago. I think it was mostly green peppers that you would get.
Green peppers are a little more bitter. They have their place, but yeah, they're not as sort of attractive
Sweet.
across the board as red and yellow peppers, which are a bit sweeter. And
yeah, and they're loaded. They're all loaded with vitamin C. Actually, red has the most, but they're all good.
Yeah, they're like more than oranges, I think, aren't they?
Yeah, they're really high.
Yeah, they're way up there.
Yeah, they are. And one that we've had episodes on this, but kiwis.
Right.
Very high in vitamin C.
What else are they high in? Kiwis are
fiber.
Well, no, but I mean, there's another mineral or something or vitamin that is in kiwis that they're
the potassium oh, I know. They have that enzyme that breaks down, so it's good to have it after a fatty meal. Like, so if you end your meal with having a kiwi or 2 kiwis, that will actually help with
digestion.
Right.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, we did an episode on that. Plus, it helps with the bowel movement the next day because
yes.
Good fiber. 2 kiwis are just excellent. Okay, one last thing for vitamin C, tomato. We did mention the tomato sauce or the tomato-based foundation of a meal or marinara, that type of. So I do run into a lot of clients who that's one of their dislikes, tomato sauces, or someone's told them no nightshades. And so they've kind of taken tomatoes off their menu,
right? Which
is not great if you are having to increase your iron and try to get your ferritin levels up.
Right.
So, try to maybe reintroduce those, see how they work. Sometimes those blanket statements can really do damage in the long term.
True. That is true.
Yeah. Okay, so a couple other points. There are iron inhibitors, things that do prevent our gut from absorbing iron.
And by things, you mean certain foods?
Yes, and drinks.
Okay.
So drinking coffee with your meal.
Oh, really?
Would prevent the iron absorption.
I knew that.
And tea.
Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah.
I always thought of that as, because you always said that as far as taking your supplements in the morning.
Right.
To do it after you drink coffee, because coffee will inhibit the absorption.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can actually inhibit the absorption. And also, if you're eating a lot of dairy with your meal, that the calcium can compete with the iron absorption.
Oh, interesting.
So it's better, in my mind, to try to have your dairy with your snacks.
Okay.
And especially if you're trying to get more iron out of your day, try to have iron-rich meals that have some sort of fruit or vegetable with the meal to help, with the vitamin C, enhance the absorption. And then for snacks, have those calcium-rich snacks.
And is that for anybody or for just people that are trying to, watch their iron?
Good question. I mean, a lot of times the foods that are good for like a snack, like if we think of a whole grain cracker and cheese or yogurt and berries, those are excellent snacks, and they are calcium-rich snacks.
Right.
So you're getting your calcium in those. And also with snacks, maybe like a healthy fat snack too. Like you think of the nut butter and whole grain cracker or vegetables and hummus or guacamole and hummus, that kind of thing.
Right. Nice.
So the next one is if you do make your food at home and you have cast iron, using cast iron will help absorb the iron out of the pan, and that goes in the food, and then your body will absorb that.
And that's actually a good thing.
Yeah, it is a good thing.
It sounds kind of like not something you want to eat is the, bits of your pan, but with a cast iron pan, it's a good thing.
Yeah, and if your pan is flaky or anything, do not use it. Like throw that away. It's not about that. It's like they've done studies to show like brand new cast iron, you really absorb a ton of that iron out of the pan. And that is a good strategy for women, especially because a lot of times it's women who are iron deficient. As the cast iron cookware gets older and it gets seasoned, you're getting less of that absorption happening.
Right, makes sense.
So you're not getting as much. I have to back up a little bit and say when you're cooking something in the cast iron, it should be acidic if you want to absorb that iron out of the cookware.
Oh, it creates like a reaction?
Yeah, like so a tomato sauce or apple, like cooking apple, like applesauce. Wow, that was even higher acidity than tomato.
Oh, wow.
And that really absorbed the iron out of the cast iron.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that's just a strategy for people who are possibly iron deficient. And fortified foods. So foods that have iron added will be helpful to include in your diet.
Gotcha.
And of course, you mentioned earlier iron supplements. So if you have gotten your blood work and your hemoglobin's low, your ferritin levels are low, that is one thing that you'll probably be prescribed some iron. And the highest source of iron in a multivitamin is in a prenatal. So that's got the most iron in a supplement that you can buy off the shelf.
Interesting. So you might be taking a prenatal even though you're not thinking about having kids or not pregnant or anything. You can just get higher iron sources out of that.
Yeah. Contrary to what some people think, taking a prenatal vitamin will not get you pregnant.
Right.
It's just a multivitamin supplement with more iron added. And every formulation is a little bit different, but it does give you like the overall, like you're getting a little bit of everything, but you do get a big boost of that iron.
Right.
So that is a strategy for some people. I have actually recommended that to elderly women who are iron deficient.
And they're like, what?
Yeah, prenatal. I think I'm past those days.
Sweetie, yeah, I'm a little old for that now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, so hopefully that helps this listener who is trying to increase their iron through the vegetarian diet.
Yeah, right on. Thanks for sharing that. Some good tips in there.
And we'll just summarize quickly. So the non-heme iron sources. So you want to try to make sure you're getting the legumes, the nuts and seeds, the whole grains, dark leafy greens, making sure you're pairing with vitamin C rich sources. Try not to eat your iron rich meals with drinking tea or coffee, and try to include that dairy or the calcium rich foods maybe in your snacks instead of mealtime. You can use cast iron cookware and fortified foods, and listen to your healthcare professional about supplements in terms of ferrous gluconate, ferrous fumarate, any of the iron supplementation you might be needing.
Perfect. Right on. If you have more questions for us, feel free to reach out through our website. You can email us there at mywifetherd@gmail.com, and check out everything else on the website. There's all sorts of information there. We've got a great blog. We've got a weekly newsletter you can subscribe to. That's a free weekly newsletter. So sign up for that on the website. Just mywifethedietitian.com. And you can also find us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. If you're liking the show, let us know. We love hearing your feedback, your comments. You can rate and review. That's another great way to let us know what you think of everything. And it helps other people find the show too. It lets them know that it's worth their time and worth a listen. You can also share with your friends. That's another great way to help us and help your friend find a new show. So that is it for this episode. We will be back later in the week on Thursday with Nutrition Nuggets. So until then, have a fantastic week. Thanks for joining us today on My Wife the Dietitian. If you like what you heard, don't be shy. Leave us a comment or review and be sure to share our podcast with your friends. If you'd like to hear more, hit that subscribe button. You can also follow us on our social media pages for updates, episode trailers, and other odds and ends. For more info and links on what we discussed on today's episode, check the show notes. We'll be back next week with another informative and fun-filled episode.